Hey guys, I've been a software engineer for over 6 years at Amazon, and this is what I carry with me to the office every day. I've worked full remote, I've done hybrid, and most recently now I'm in the office 5 days a week. Over the years, I'd say my setup has evolved into a pretty bare bones carry situation. Okay, so starting with the bag, this is the Decathlon Quechua NH100 10-liter hiking backpack bag. I butchered the name in so many different ways. Yeah, so I got this from Decathlon in Vancouver for about $5. They were doing this grand opening sale at the time, and so got a pretty good deal on this. It's a pretty straightforward bag. There's only 2 pockets on here, so there's this big pocket. Let's see, there's nothing really inside. Then it's got this front pocket here. Once again, nothing fancy, just another smaller pocket. I don't think this thing was even meant for laptops, but it does fit my 14-inch MacBook Pro pretty well. There are no cushions, so you have to be a little bit careful with like dropping the bag and stuff, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, it's been working well, and honestly, I don't really need a whole lot to go to the office, so. And it is very easy to stow away, so, yep. Okay, on to the next thing. This is a 14-inch M3 Max MacBook Pro laptop. This was actually provided to me by the company. As you can see, I've got a little throwy on the front. On a post-it note, throwback to my old hip-hop days. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. The M3 chip is pretty powerful, and I believe this laptop has 36 gigabytes of memory. It can even host some pretty decent-sized models on here. That being said, it is a little bit slower than maybe some other compute units. So I used to have this really slow MacBook Pro before, and it basically kept freezing on me all the time. And usually at Amazon, you have to wait about 4 years before you can request a new laptop. But because my car got broken into and my laptop was stolen, I was able to get a newer one much sooner. So, not to give anyone any ideas. So I've got my charger for the laptop. Honestly, I keep losing these things. Like, I'm not sure if someone is taking it from my desk or if I just keep losing it in the conference rooms or something like that, but this is like my 5th charger. The office has these vending machines where, you know, you can just go and grab a new charger for free whenever. But yeah, hopefully this one's a keeper. So here's my badge for work. If you don't know, Amazon color codes their badges based on your tenure. So you've probably seen a lot of blue badges either on the street or on YouTube. Blue is for less than 5 years. Yellow they give you once you hit 5 years, and red is for 10. Purple is for 15 years. Purple badges are actually quite rare to see. If you do see them in the wild, just know they're very rich. These are 2nd gen AirPod Pros. I got them as a gift actually. I think they still go for about $250 now. Sometimes I use them for meetings, especially if I'm calling from my phone, but for the most part, they don't get used too often. Obviously, I've always got my phone on me. I actually use it a little too much for work. I'll edit docs from here, I can check code reviews, I'll join meetings. So I did technically set up a way to kick off cloud commands for my phone, which automatically, merges changes to a remote branch, which kicks off a cloud deployment, and then I can test the changes from here. But that process can take a long time, so I typically don't do it unless I'm waiting a really long time and I have nothing to do, or it's some kind of weird emergency where I can't get to my laptop. And as you can see, I've also got this Moment case on my phone. I really like taking photos, and this thing has a little screw-on attachment thing here, so I can attach fancier lenses onto the phone and take nice photos while I'm walking. If I want to go a little bit above and beyond the iPhone, I do have this pocket camera. This is the Sony NEX5T. It's very old. I believe it came out in 2013. It's got 16 megapixels on here, which is really nice. For an old camera, it does take some pretty beastly photos, so I'm really happy with it. Usually I'll keep this on me if I'm going out for lunch or if I'm just really walking anywhere. And then lastly, for days when I'm going to the climbing gym after work, which is most days, I'll clip this onto the bag. I'll take it apart so you can see what everything is. So this is my chalk bag. I use it to keep chalk inside, basically to help keep my hands dry while I'm climbing. I like to use Friction Labs chalk. It's a little bit pricier, but much better than some of the more popular Metolius chalk out there. For my actual climbing shoes, I have these ones. These are the Evolve Phantom Pros. These are kind of like ultra premium climbing shoes. They're a little bit on the pricier end, but the rubber is super sticky. Maybe the stickiest I've ever had for climbing shoes. And I've had like 15 climbing shoes at this point. It's not very sensitive, but it does give a lot of good toe support. So if you're a climber, you'll know why that matters. But I mean, also they just look super sick. Probably the coolest looking climbing shoes out there. Please sponsor me, Evolve. So all of that connects to my bag with this little thing. This is a black diamond locking carabiner. This thing could carry a car. I actually used to use this climbing on ropes a lot, but recently I've been really into bouldering, and so I've downgraded this little guy to just carrying my shoes. All right, well, that was everything. I hope you guys enjoyed looking through my stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.